Sometimes late at night I lie awake and watch her sleeping. She's lost peaceful dreams, so I turn out the light and lie there in the dark. And the thought crosses my mind, if I never wake up in the morning, would she ever doubt the way I feel about her in my heart? If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I love her? Did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, and she must face this world without me, is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes? 'Cause I lost loved ones in my life, never knew how much I loved them. Now I live with the regret that my true feelings for them never were revealed. So I made a promise to myself to say each day how much she means to me, and avoid that circumstance where there's no second chance to tell her how I feel. 'Cause if tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I love her? Did I try in every way to show her every day she's my only one?
You don't have one of these?
It's nice to see some people here that I know and some that I don't know. And that was quite an introduction, except that I was 8 months old when I moved here. And some of the poems that are in here I had included in my book, so as long as they're in here, I'll try to skip over them. But if I repeat them, forgive me. And just a little background. Part of the reason, it only came to me recently, that a lot of stuff comes to me in rhyme. I grew up with things like this on the wall. Maybe you did too. My father, I think on every occasion, used to buy my mother some poem. This is People Living Along. Just keep singing a song. There's no use to sigh while the sun's in the sky. So just keep a-living along. So just keep a-living along. Be thankful for sunlight and song. Just know when it's snowing, God's roses are growing, and just keep a-living along. And he died very young, so I think that's why my mother treasured these. And this one was his feelings about her. Pal of my heart, I bet you have heard of that one. I like to think of you, my own, as the dearest pal I've ever known. A jolly pal when all is gay, a tender pal when things are gray. A patient pal when things go wrong, a pal who'll help her pal along. A winsome pal so sweet and kind, each day new charms in you I find. And year by year you grow more near, for you are the pal of my heart, my dear. And I have no idea who wrote that one. And the other one was from the writings of Frank Stanton. As I said, this is what I grew up with.
To me, it feels the same.
now what I grow up with is encouragement from friends. Someone who couldn't come here today sent someone else to the card for me. I thought that was nice. Now you can see that's a heavy book. But that's only about 1/12 of what I have. And this is the anthology from here that was done in 1985. And a group of us had joined together with Madeline Tiger Bass. And so some of mine were in there. Along with a sketch from my biggest encourager, my husband, who really didn't mind all the paper in the house. Okay, so let's see. I stand here, like this. Okay, thank you. Oh,
It's fine.
can you hear me? My poor son has the trick for this. He has copies of every one of them. Some of mine have been published, mostly about cats in a place. I was sending them to senior citizens and people in nursing homes that I would meet and everything, visiting friends. And one of them in, Daytona, was helping this little booklet down there that was trying for animal rights and trying to, make conditions better for pets. So she suggested I send them to her. And somebody here asked me before if I get paid for this. You're lucky if they even print them. As I told her, maybe you've heard, there's no, how does it go? Which goes first? There's no poetry and money, but there's no money in poetry either. I mean, certainly some people made money, but not a lot. So this was one, there's two on here. A strange black cat darts through the yard like Timmy, which was my first poem when I was 10, was about a black cat called Timmy.
I never do.
Some people just don't understand how we can love our cats. But some I know just love their plants, and others love their hats. A plant can blossom, but cannot purr, and hats are pretty, but so is fur. Each has a different personality and brings us joy. Now that's reality. And then another very short one. How can you be afraid of cats, especially when they're young? How would you like to take a bath with nothing but your tongue? And here's one that Adria likes. Some people get all bent out of shape. They wring their hands, alas. But I put a flashcard on my dashboard to remind me to get gas. Some people having a problem? I checked coats at Neil's New Yorker, and as a kid sold corn at a roadside stand. All through my life, jobs have come along, and as you guessed it, there were none that were planned. My mother enrolled me at Barbizon for social graces at hand, and later I signed up for singing lessons so I could front for a band. All of my life, my unpaid skills have brightened my life, it seems. But I'm here to say, among the coulda shouldas, there are still some fantastic dreams. And this one was accepted for publication, but I didn't buy the book. I find somebody's number, I telephone them quick, before it runs and hides from me. Perhaps you think I'm thick. Intelligence not lacking, I know a lot of things. It seems as though the more I cram, some memory takes wings. I clean the lettuce, put it down, take milk and have a sip. Hang up the clothes and read a book. My husband calls me Pip. He followed me all day to see what I would do. But when I wanted to drive my car, my keys were lost. What's new? If this is normal, I must say it wasn't due that year, and I sure wished it would go away, get lost, or disappear.
That's adorable.
You like that one?
I like that one because that's me.
Well, that's what happened the last time I read. My son was in the back. He said there were people nodding and saying, yeah, right? Now here's one for anybody who went to work in an office or anywhere. I kept on temporary jobs for about 15 years, so I go from one place to another. Some delegators cut off productivity with comment on workers' activity. You can work as late as they want, or you can come in early. But don't get stuck in traffic because they pout and get so surly. They know all the angles, but I've learned quite a few. I have the typewriter on a slant to get a better view. There's continuous typing on many jobs, with nary a minute let up. But why do some want me to answer phones that to reach I have to get up? A job's done right by only perfect them, while underutilizing this generous, helpful, and lifetime experience for them, and modest too.
I can't hear it.
What are you laughing
Left me
at?
crying.
Okay, now this, my granddaughter is an artist. She's studying art up at the college. And this was, 8 years ago. Katie and I watched the sunrise, though, from different parts of town, and record them in paint or in photographs, and discuss them when I am around. Sometimes we will telephone each other to hurry outside to peer, and Tom, pointing up as I pass him on the street, made to others look queer. But we know the beauty above them, and from whence all this grandeur appears. You know what a barcode is? Has nothing to do with alcohol. It's what's on your packages. That's the scan. Well, I worked for the company that originated that years ago. Each time I see a barcode, I remember introduction, though ShopRite and other companies use them now to speed production. Valiant, that's the company, mother company, invented way to mark the time that I remember best I did just for a lark. The supermarkets use them for their products to be scanned. But here at Goody's for shipping cartons for Bill, his typesetter I manned. And I was making barcodes this size. For overseas shipments of hair stuff, which are still in the stores even though the company is gone. And this is about a dear old lady that lived down behind the police station in Nutley along the brook in the park. And she was moving. Seafoam greens and turquoise blues are just as pleasing as butterflies. As a lover of nature's scenery, that front door opening to the brook was so comforting to her eyes. No city streets or noisy cars, just beautiful greens and gurgling sounds and clouds, and at night the stars. There's another one about one of my granddaughters, two of them. Our Katie debuted at age 17 in Trenton for La Familia Band. She sang a number of familiar songs, and the seniors that could sure gave her a hand. Accompanied by Mom and Chris and friend, Dad brought smiles from residents right to the end. Interrupted by some thunderstorms, the teens sure did a good deed by rescuing ladies while most took no heed. The music they played spanned from 50s till now. They all looked so happy. Their show was a wow. And of course, my original love, cats. I had a little kitten given to me, and I brought it down from Sussex County, and next morning it disappeared as I showed it to my cat sitter. The hind feet hit my chest, and it took off, and we never saw it again. The Nutley Network is a great thing in action. Team spirit brought me relieved satisfaction to locate lost kitten who's new to our town. I was allowed to tack personal flyers around, on trees and in stores and even in schools, but not on the telephone poles. That's the rules. Her plight kindly spread from one friend to another. I said a few prayers, also used word of mouth. On her third day of running, she was reported seen south. By one helpful person who phoned me to inform, prompted perhaps because she'll soon be a mother, the town folks' concern has my aching heart warmed, and I hope she found a home and somebody has the kittens. My granddaughter Christy loves to fill my little bottles from the shelf. If I were 8, I know that I would play that game myself. But though I'm not, I use them too, for holding this or that, a tweezer, pencil, or flower, but nothing for my cat. She prefers a crumpled paper, a woolen ball or belt. I toss or dangle, so she can play, and even might get spelt. Didn't work, she's 20 pounds. I don't know if this is in the book or not. A minute ago, I had a thought that went right out of my head. I was going to write it down, but I did something else instead. Now, try as I might, I can't recall. I bet you don't have that trouble at all. I'll skip this as 2 pages. When I first heard of desktop publishing, it didn't seem new to me, for my cousin and I use our kitchen tables and have for a long time, you see. Actually, mine's grown to the dining room and also the coffee table. I keep on sorting and mailing, but to get clear, I've not been able. It might be atmospheric or to do with temperature, but of one thing I am certain, it's some kind of pressure, I'm sure. Progress? I typed a 3-page note today, but I forgot to save it. To catch up with my friends, of course. But this is where the story ends. If I had used old paper, chances are it'd still be there. But I did it on a laptop, so it vanished in thin air.